There are several themes about creativity that actually dovetail, or not really dovetail, but bear upon wider society. And basically, if you master the themes creatively, you gain some insight about the human condition and what needs to be done societally. And one of those themes is the ability to set priorities that actually matter. Let's take the example of a musician. A good musician knows things that are different than what lay people care about. A good musician focuses on things like tone and timing and the management of texture and the management of like the overall vibe in the room, let's say, when they're playing with other people. Those are things that are privileged over things like playing fast notes or doing pseudo-impressive things. And this is true for any domain, that there are pseudo-impressive things, and then there are things that actually matter and form the constituent bulk or core of the activity that people who are professionals at the activity know truly matter. And the lay people don't know that it truly matters. They don't know that the cleanliness comes from the tone and the timing and the attention to simple basic things. But a clear presentation comes from those things. So a musician has to set priorities. And it's obvious now, culturally, both with media we consume and the things we do with the internet and our inability to address climate or class issues, homelessness. Homelessness is a huge one. Oh my gosh. That'll be a separate talk, though. It's obvious from all of these issues that we don't know how to set priorities. And I'm thinking that if every creative person understood their ability to choose a rubric and choose what really matters and bracket the rest, they could expand on that and do it culturally. I'm not talking about pseudo creativity. I'm not talking about, being a content creator. The bulk of what gets to the front of YouTube is not good. Small channels are the best channels because those are the genuinely creative people who are doing actual interesting things. What we choose to do as a society or choose to emphasize with an algorithm, or when we choose to monetize instead of create, it is extremely damaging. And so it's up to creative people who care about things that matter to lead the way when it comes to societal change. The reason the arts are suppressed is because making art is revolutionary. It's saying that something other than money matters. It's saying that something other than the machinery meant to contain and exploit people matters. That's why arts centers are both a leisure class type of thing and an exposition of moneyed interests and something for the lowest classes to do. There's a really interesting dynamic between those two poles of the spectrum. They interpenetrate in a way that reinforces the interests of capital. So I think there's a long and interesting discussion to have about the culture's relationship to the arts and the ability of artists to foment revolution. Let's call that just the sketches of an outline. If you make things, make sure they're yours and they're not to impress anybody else, and make sure it's something you believe in, and make sure you're not doing it in a way that just emphasizes common social mores or emphasizes the needs of an algorithm or anything like that. Don't play the game. Do something real.